What is good, you guys? It's your boy Rome DMV, man. I'm here to talk about this whole situation with Jimz, Tech Nine, RBE, Champion, all this stuff, man. Because it's a lot. It's a lot to address. So I'm just gonna talk about it in one quick blog. I'm just gonna address it. Tech Nine, I think you understand as that you were completely wrong with this Jim situation. Um, Completely. If you don't realize that by the fans' input, I don't know how you don't see that, but you just did a blog responding to Jim's saying that you could still see both sides. Still saying that you could see both sides of the situation when there is no side to see. There is no side to see because Goods already said himself that he was wrong in a blog. So he already said that he owns up to his mistake of punching him. He said he shouldn't have punched him. He messed up in what he thought happened. So he already said, the person that violated already said that they were wrong in what they did, but you are still saying in a blog that you just dropped that you can still see both sides. All people really wanted was an apology because you were dead wrong in your first video. You were dead wrong in your first video. You said something like, you said verbatim he shouldn't have been talking through his rounds. You said that wouldn't have happened with Goods if Jimz wasn't talking through his rounds. Did you watch the battle, Tech Nine? They were talking through each other's rounds all three rounds. All three rounds. Jimz, while he was rapping, Goods was clowning him the whole time, talking through his stuff, laughing through his stuff. Jim said, I battled a London legend in Tony D. What did Goods do? He laughed at him in his face. Now that's more worth justifiable to punch someone over than anything that happened in the battle. You say an accomplishment that you did that you're proud of and someone just completely laughs in your face? But that was the vibe of the battle. They were going back and forth the entire time. So for you to actually say that Jimz was wrong for talking through his rounds, he wasn't. They were talking the entire battle. The entire battle. So Jimz sitting here saying, like, you heard the audio loud and clear. You even read the transcript of the situation on Champion. You even read it. We all heard it 8,000 times what happened. Jimz never mentioned Goods' daughter. Goods brought up Goods' daughter. Nobody else brought that would be like me. That'd be like me going into a battle and saying telling my opponent on my grandma this happened. And then they say no, it didn't happen. And then I say, "Oh, so what, you lying on my grandma?" Then I punch him over it. I'd be dead wrong. It's the same situation. You can't just do that. That person never said anything about your relative. They never did. They were talking completely about what you said in the lie or the truth. The fact that Jimz wanted to get the battle on URL or whatever. Whether that was the truth or not doesn't really matter at this point, but that's what Jimz was saying. No, it's a lie. And it's not like Jimz said it aggressively. Jimz didn't say it hostilely at all. He just had his hands behind his back, chilling, normal battle rap mode. He said something, Jim said, no, that's a lie. And then Goods replied with what he said, and then Jim said, no, that's a lie. I never said that. When did I say that? Bow! And then he just got hit. Like, no, there's nothing, there's no two sides to see. I don't get how you see there's two sides to see. Like Jim's got punched for one reason and one reason only last night. Is because he was just battling Goods. That is the only reason that he got punched. Was because he was battling Goods and Goods decided to do something. Goods could have did that against anybody. Anybody. He could have said that exchange against anybody. Said something that they didn't feel was true. The person say, "Nah, that's not true." And then Jim say, "Oh my, it is." Then they say, "No, it's not true." Then Jimz just steals on them. It could have, or Goods just steals on them. It could have been anyone. So the fact that you're sitting here saying that Jimz was wrong in this situation, what did Jimz do wrong in the entire situation? What did he do wrong? He really didn't do anything wrong in the entire situation. He never mentioned it. Like this thing made World Star. It made World Star. That is a terrible look for battle rap. But you're just sitting here trying to say that it was more Jim's fault still? You're trying to sit here and justify what Goods did, even though Goods already said he was wrong? You're still trying to justify what Goods did and say that Jim's was wrong? In this situation, Jim's wasn't wrong. I don't even see how you can see, like, this getting on World Star is one of the most negative things that's happened in the past 6 months in battle rap. Like, first we had the wallet snatching on World Star, now this is on World Star. Another something else that's negative. This is not a good look for battle rap whatsoever. Like, Goods, he potentially lost a venue's, like a venue or a platform's home because of this. Like that Club Drum, I believe it is. Club Drum, like that's been RBE's home. And because of what Goods did, they possibly lost a venue over it. After he said, and remember, this is all happening after Goods said that he's not going to be battling on RBE anymore during the third round. I don't know if you guys watched that, but Goods said, "This is my last battle here. I'm not battling here no more." Because the crowd wasn't respecting them, he didn't feel like. But really, it was just that they were both up there spitting terrible, terrible lines. Um, so, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, Goods already admitted that he was wrong in the situation. So I'm still trying to figure out how you're even sitting here saying that you see both sides. There's no other side to see. It's just that Jim's was right in the situation. There really is no other side to see. And then in the second blog that you dropped, like you tried to clean it up and say that you were playing the devil's advocate. I can't believe you tried to clean it up saying that you were the devil's advocate. Like you do understand that playing the devil's advocate is really only cool for like predictions or something like that. Like you played the devil's advocate for the Young Cannon and DNA and Charlie Clip's 2-on-2 battle for the RBE event in the prediction blog. You played the devil's advocate really well. You didn't believe that the Cannons were going to win, but you rolled with them anyway and showed the points as to why they might win, even though you didn't think that they were actually going to win. You can't do that with real situations. First of all, Champion doesn't cover real situations like that. So the fact that they decided to cover a real situation, you gotta get it right. You can't sit here and play devil's advocate. That's not okay in a real life situation. You can't sit here and say, oh no, this person might have been right when they were dead wrong. You can't do that with a real situation. You might be able to play devil's advocate in a battle, but you can't do that in a real life situation. Point blank, period. You can't. You can't. If you guys are going to blog on something, you have to give your honest opinion on it. 110%. You can't give you can't, like we need honesty from Champion. Champion is all about honesty. So like playing the devil's advocate in a real situation to try to justify what Goods did is misleading to the fans because Champion is the biggest platform. Champion is the biggest battle rap media platform that we have. So by you speaking on something, a lot of fans are going to gravitate toward what you say and believe what you say. Because as a big media platform, you have a responsibility. You have a responsibility to do things the right way, which Champion has done a great job of doing up until tonight or yesterday, whenever this thing happened. So you have to be honest when you're talking about real life situations. So you can't play devil's advocate. That's a big mistake. You cannot play devil's advocate. You said literally verbatim that Jimz took more of an L than Goods. Jimz might have taken an L, like, yeah, he got punched again like twice in a month or whatever it is, but like that doesn't add up to the fact that Goods lost a lot of respect from people, and respect is a lot more because Goods was actually wrong in the situation. Jimz wasn't wrong in the situation. He wasn't. So how did Jimz take an L in this situation? All Jimz was the person that got punched. So if you want to say Jimz took an L in the situation, it's okay, he got punched. Like he got punched. That's about all that you can say is he got punched. That's really the only other L that you could say that Jimz took. But Goods clearly took more of an L. So you said verbatim that Jimz probably took more of an L than Goods. That's that's an issue. So all this backlash that you're receiving from the fans, it's completely warranted. Completely warranted. It's 100% justified. The fans that are sitting here commenting saying that you were wrong about the Jimz situation and the fact that you're still in the blog tonight that you dropped, still saying that Jimz was wrong, that you could still see how Jimz was wrong. No, there's no seeing how Jimz was wrong. There's no seeing how Jimz was wrong. I'm sorry. The fans see it that way. I'm sure you see it that way too. I'm sure you see it that way too now. Rocky, move. Rocky. My dog is killing me. He's huge now. Jesus Christ. So yeah. Yeah, honesty is really, really important. And speaking of honesty, let me just go ahead and talk about this now. I wasn't planning on talking about this, but let me go ahead and talk about this now. You know what I'm saying? Speaking of honesty with the fans, champion, like Jay Black, didn't you say that chest choking has to stop? Didn't you say that chest choking is a big issue? Didn't you say all that stuff? Didn't you say that choking is a big problem and that choking is like the major... Rocky, move. Here, I need you to get down. You are so fat. Jesus Christ. Okay. Didn't you guys say that choking was a major issue in battle rap and with chess especially? Like, you guys completely are just killing chess about choking, whatever, chest choking, chest choking all this time so much, chest choke. Guess what? You guys just gave Battler of the Year to someone that choked in 40% of their battles. Me watching that, I was appalled. I was appalled that you actually were able to sit here and say, guess what? I'm able to give this person this title belt for choking in 40% of your battles when you've been sitting here preaching that, oh, leagues need to implement a no choking policy of some point. Leagues need to do this, need to do that. Choking is awful. Choking is this, choking is that. But then you just sit here and award the person that choked what? He choked in 2 major battles. He choked in a URL battle, which was debatable. He had 2 URL battles. Both of them were debatable. Neither one clear wins. How do you not have a clear win on URL? Not one clear win on URL for your Battler of the Year. Try to figure that out. You don't have one clear win. Not one, and you choked in one of your battles on URL. He choked in 40% of his battles this year. You guys were saying that chess should be penalized. People should be penalized. How many have you not seen the fans all year saying that choking is one of the biggest issues that's happened this year? People was killing chess for even stumbling. What'd you guys say about chess's stumbles even? His stumbles. He can't stumble, but you just gave a prize to someone that sat here and actually choked in 2 battles. His first choke, how long was that? You were in the building, Jay. You were in the building for that. For Avin O-Red. How long was that choke? That edited choke. They edited it down to a good, 15 seconds? But we all know that was a good minute. That was a good minute-long choke. That's your Battler of the Year? And then against Show Off, he had a minute and a half long choke? How long was that choke? But it's okay for O-Red to do it. It's okay for O-Red to do it and get Battler of the Year ahead of Tay-Rock. Ahead of Rum Nitty. Now, Jay Black, I get that you had other people on the panel voting, but that's your own fault. Why would you have certain people on there when your opinion is the most respected opinion in battle rap? Your opinion. When we're sitting here and we want someone to get the title of Champion of the Year, you're the person that's supposed to be doing that. You barely gave your opinion that entire time. I just watched all the episodes back to back from last night till just now, the new one that you just dropped. When I heard you not even care about the choking that O-Red did, how do you not care that he choked in 40% of his battles? When that's one of the biggest issues that people had in 2017. That was one of the biggest issues that battlers had. Preparation. Weren't the bloggers absolutely destroying battlers over preparation? You guys need to prepare more. Choking, stumbling, it's unacceptable. But then you want to give the person battler of the year, the person that you're going to give a money prize, cash prize to, someone that choked in 40% of their battles? That's what we're doing now? So choking is okay, right? Choking is okay. Oh, and another thing, I guess choking is okay in one-rounders, right? Choking, you can be battlers, I want you to listen to this. You can be battler of the year. You can win a ton of money, a ton of money. Because one-rounders don't matter. You can go and get all these little one-rounders and little bags. You can choke in all of them. I hope you guys are hearing what Champion is saying, guys. Champion is saying you guys can go and choke in all these one-rounders. It won't matter. Geechee Gotti versus Danny Myers, when Tony Bro brought that up, what did Jay Black do? He turned it down immediately. He said, no, no, one-rounders don't count. Why do they not count? They're battles, right? They are battles, right? One-rounders are still battles, so if you rap 5 words in a 10-minute one-rounder, guess what? That's a pretty bad choke, but that doesn't matter. Big K could have had a one-rounder, choked his life away in the one-rounder, just like he did with 40% of his other battles that year, and still been champion of the year. I don't even get how breaking it down, O-Red could be in the top 2, 3. How can you give somebody that choked in 2 battles, 40% of their battles, a top 2 spot? How can you say that he had a better year than Tay-Rock? Do you know how disrespectful that is to Tay-Rock? Tay-Rock went to the West Coast and 30 disaster. That's better than anything that O-Red did all year, point blank period. Rum Nitty, he had a classic with Iron Solomon. What classics did O-Red have this year? Tay-Rock had a classic with Hollow the Dawn. He beat a chess that was the best chess that we've ever seen. Crazy chess, and Tay-Rock beat that. It's literally disrespectful to certain people. Rum Nitty had 2 3-0s on URL. O-Red had a debatable and choked in a debatable. He only had 5 battles this year. How is he battler of the year? You want to have integrity? How are you going to give champion of the year to someone that is doing the exact opposite of what we're trying to preach as bloggers and as media? You can't Jay Black, you can't even get mad at someone for choking now on champion. Why? Because you might still give them battler of the year. They might still be the best battler of the year. How can someone that didn't have a flawless year be battler of the year? When you have people like Rum Nitty, you have people like Tay-Rock out here giving flawless performances, but they don't get battler of the year? How? Doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make any sense whatsoever. And you can sit here and say, oh, it was a panel, da-da-da, we all voted, da-da-da-da-da. Listen, it's a panel, we all voted, but at the end of the day, is it the panel's money? Is it the panel's money? No, you've been saying this whole time, it's your money. You're supposed to be, so this is your stamp behind it. So you're putting your champion brand in the hands of all the people that were sitting around you, not in yourself. You're putting it in the people around you that clearly haven't watched all the battles from this year, people that clearly were biased. You want to talk about bias? Like what? Like I could do a whole video breaking it down. I shouldn't need to. Like even the comments, everyone's saying like this is the most dislikes you've ever gotten on a video, and it's rightfully so, because there's no way that O-Red won the video. You think the dislikes on the Champion blog about Champion of the Year have to do with the Jimz thing? No, it all has to do with O-Red. How did you give someone that's choking away? Regardless, I don't even know what. There's no point in even talking about it anymore. Champion, you guys were dead wrong with how you did this. Like that's my personal opinion. Once again, this is opinions. You know what I'm saying? This is all opinions. You know, that's all it was. But you know what I'm saying? You're clearly open to opinions because you got like 15 other people's opinions to tell you who's battler of the year and tell you that Briz Rothstein isn't in the top 20, but Head Ice is in the top 20. Like what? Really? You should have known right then and there. Right then and there. I was appalled that you actually let that happen. You yourself, you were sitting there like, what? You guys don't have Briz in the top 20?
Okay, moving on. No, Black, no, no. This is where you put your foot down as being the #1 blogger, the #1 media in the game, the #1 battle rap analyst in the game. If you're sitting here sitting here like, how is Briz not making the top 10? Briz clearly had a top 10 year. But he doesn't make the top 20. But Head Ice makes the top 20. But Head Ice makes the top 20. That's what we're doing now? That's what we're doing now. Head Ice makes the top 20, but Briz doesn't make the top 20. You guys can't even... I never want to see Champion mad again about seeing chess on a card. You can't get mad at chess. You can't sit here and say, oh, but he might choke or stumble, because you're cool with that. You're cool with chokes and stumbles. Battlers, here's a PSA. It's okay to choke and stumble. You can still be champion of the year and take home a crap ton of money with choking and stumbling. Makes no sense, man. Makes no sense. So Jay Black, if I were you, I would just redo the list. Be like, you know what? Here's that was cool. That was cool. That was nice, but here's my list. Or what I would suggest doing is redoing it with, I don't know, with people that are actually laying out facts, because that whole Champion episode, that whole debates there, you guys weren't even debating. Even Hurricane Dew, shout out to Hurricane Dew, she actually pointed out. She literally said, hey, guess what? When are we going to actually start breaking down the facts? She said, when are we actually going to break down, like, you know, what happened in the battles? Like, because you guys were all going off opinions. It was just a bunch of opinions going around the room. It wasn't facts. No one actually broke down someone's win-loss record. No one broke down how many bodies they had on URL. Nobody broke down how many chokes they had. Certain things weren't getting brought up. Why? Because certain people have different agendas. You have somebody there that is signed to Shrug Life sitting there saying that Loso had a top 5 year in battle rap. Sitting here saying that Loso and Bad News is a classic battle. And you wonder why your list got jacked up, putting Head Ice ahead of Briz Roston. Anyway, this is just my opinion, man. Seeing the chat, it made me sad. It made me sad watching that. It made me sad watching that entire thing. I was so optimistic. I didn't have time to watch it the past few days as it's been dropping. I just binge watched all of them in a row just now, the past day. Everyone's been sitting here telling me, dude, that Champion thing, it looks crazy, man. It's looking crazy. I haven't had time because I've been busy doing my own list, one, because doing my own list takes a bunch of time, and doing all this other stuff. But watching that, it was rough, man. It was rough. I'm not gonna lie. So I think if you do it next year, just have it in a different format, more thought through, just how to make it better and make it more about what actually happened and less about opinions, less about feelings, because that it seemed like it was just an opinion-based blog. So it is what it is, man. I think Jay Black, I think the idea was great. I just think it's blasphemous. It's blasphemous to give O-Red Battler of the Year. And in that moment when they voted for O-Red to have Battler of the Year, it really seemed like, honestly, that whole time, O-Red's name was never even brought up until you guys talked about the top 2. I don't even think O-Red's name wasn't brought up. No, it was top 3, matter of fact. O-Red's name was not mentioned until you guys talked about the top 3. All right, top 3. All right, now let's actually talk about O-Red. How do you guys just skip over all of his chokes? The fact that he has a worse resume than a ton of people this year makes no sense. Makes no sense. It makes no sense. If Champion is going to be about facts, it's got to be about facts. If it's about feelings, it can be about feelings. Like I said, I just suggest the Champion would start going by facts, not by feelings, because feelings aren't facts. So it is what it is, man. Make sure you guys leave a like, comment, and subscribe. I know this video, you know, might get a ton of dislikes, might get a ton of likes. I could care less. I never really care about that. But, you know, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, man. And I'll see you guys on the next video, man. Rome wasn't built in a day. You guys already know what it is, man. Peace.